Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm going to show you right now is something that I've had on the back burner. I've wanted to get to you from Cory Booker. Now, this is a senator in the Senate Judiciary Committee this past week. Listen to what he said, and it's going to blow your mind, especially when you compare all the other things that he's done against our gun rights. This is going to be one you're going to want to send out because it is rife with hypocrisy. Of course, everything will be linked, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think in the comments below. And make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. All right, my brothers and sisters, you know what? Sometimes videos just say a lot more than I can. So let's hit this bad boy. It's a short clip, but I've got to get it to you guys and then show you something that happened in the past.
But I do know when we target the small percentage of people in my city who have records of violence, we've been able to have incredible results. That's why I think you and I, if I was mayor and you were my U.S. attorney, we could have done some good by targeting what the problem is. But then
Targeting what the problem is, focusing on the small minority of criminals who are violent. Well, that's something on the right that we've been saying forever, particularly on the gun rights side of the argument. I'm really curious what caused the change of heart for him to say this last week when just 30 days ago he did this, and I've got everything linked. Booker reintroduces Federal Firearm Licensing Act. Quote, if you need a license to drive a car, you should need a license to own a gun, November 2nd, 2023. Now, how do those two statements jive up? One, he's saying at an actual live committee hearing on gun violence that it's the violent minority that need to be focused on and they actually can do some good by addressing it. Then over here, 30 days prior, you're saying a license for every single gun owner because they're the problem. You can't have both of these be the thing. We all know this is the reality with the whole minority of criminals being violent, so address it. So why do this one? Well, let me show you a couple more things from his little letter that he sent again, November 2nd, 2023. Washington, D.C., as the toll from the epidemic of gun violence and deadly mass shootings across the country, most recently in Lewiston, Maine, continues to grow, right on narrative, by the way. Senator Cory Booker, a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee and chair of the Subcommittee on Criminal Justice and Counterterrorism, reintroduced the Federal Firearm Licensing Act, legislation that would require individuals to obtain a federal firearm license before purchasing or receiving a firearm. Again, you're making everyone go through a license for a right, putting all the energy and emphasis on guns, but then you just said in a Senate hearing that it's the violent minority of criminals, and when you focus on them, the problem goes away. So are you trying to make the problem go away, or are you trying to count on that problem to continue doing things like this, which appeal to your Democrat, mostly gun control labeling base? Okay? This is not all Democrats. This is not all Republicans. Someone left a comment earlier in one of my videos that some Democrats believe in gun rights. I completely agree. When I say Democrats, I mean the high level, the high tier, the ones that have to stay on message or they don't get funding. That's what I'm referring to. I know a lot of everyday blue-collar Democrats are pro-gun. Anyway, let's continue. This is from somebody who's actively under investigation, a sponsor of this bill. He's under investigation for corruption. Senator Menendez, quote, this legislation requires individuals in the United States to obtain a federal firearm license, receive training, and go through a background check before purchasing or receiving a firearm. These are not onerous restrictions. It's a license on a right which can be revoked by the state government or the federal government. How's that not an onerous offense? Anyway. They are just common sense. I am proud to join Senator Booker in co-sponsoring this critical, life-saving legislation that prioritizes the safety and well-being of individuals and families in New Jersey and throughout the country. Blah, 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 blah. Bunch of legalese, bunch of gun control talking points. Now, here, let me show you what, again, the guy who said focusing on the criminals would solve the problem put in here specifically. Specifically, this legislation would require an individual to complete firearm safety training, which must include a written test and hands-on training to ensure safe use and accuracy. Attorney General to conduct a history background check of any individual purchasing a firearm. Hey, you know when a civil right put behind a test was not a good idea? Voting. Civil rights. You probably shouldn't put requirements on civil rights like land ownership or passing a test or being wealthy enough for a poll tax. All those things interceding with a right of an individual, probably not good. Probably can't do that exact same thing for the Second Amendment. Anyway, let's continue. Last thing, here's what would happen for you. These are all the ramifications. The federal firearm license must be renewed every 5 years, at which point the applicant will go through a background check and undergo firearm safety training again. The bill contains a mechanism for the Department of Justice to revoke a license if an individual poses a danger to themselves or others, and FBI, regular background checks, blah, 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 blah. So you got built-in red flag laws. You have 5-year renewal periods, and it can be revoked at any point in time. That's not a right, bro. What that is a privilege that the government can take away at their behest. And that's the entire point. So how do you have Senator Booker saying it's the minority of criminals who are violent, and it does good when you actually get rid of them on camera, right there, just showed you, and then put out a bill that actually does that with that press release from his own website, which is linked right down there? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you at the last evening segment where we continue to push forward freedom.